Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a late night edition of Bourbon Neophyte Lounge. Had a little disruption in the schedule today, so I just did a little flip flop and talked to my friends over there at Livewire Whiskey and said, hey, instead of me doing the pre show for you guys, I need to do an after show. So here I am, 9 p.m. Pacific time, and I am live at night. So really do appreciate everybody that's here. I'm going to take a minute here and just go through the chat just to say cheers to some people. I already know Sugar Kitty has retired for the night, but of course, as always, he is a great supporter of all of us on Whiskey Tube. So I always just want to have a shout out to him. Five Fingers Cheers. I did see you earlier. Appreciate you being here. Prescription Bourbon, always wonderful to see you here, and I'm glad you found your sample. Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this bottle, and I've had it for a little bit, and I was kind of on the fence. People know the story. I haven't really found a Texas whiskey that I liked, so I had some recommendations from some friends. Whiskey Wars, Whiskey with Friends, so Sean and Charles, and they straight out says, you know what, Anthony, you absolutely have got to either get yourself a bottle or, get a sample, because you're not going to be disappointed in this bottle. And I'll be truthful with you. I hem and hawed a little bit because I just wasn't sure exactly if I like it, because I had bad experiences with Texas whiskey. Anyway, so I did go out and purchase a bottle, and I've had it for a few weeks. And not only did I sample it, I shared it with some other friends because I wanted to get other people's opinion on that particular bottle, other than just mine. I wanted to hear what others would say about it that don't particularly drink whiskey like we do. Okay, so that being said, I just felt now's the time to talk about this particular whiskey and give you my opinions on it, being that I've had a few weeks to actually sit and enjoy this bottle. But let me really quick get back here into chat just to say cheers. Hey, Steve, thanks for popping over. Great to see you. Big Vic, cheers. Story time is here. Cheers to you, buddy. I appreciate you being here. And then, of course, we've got Bourbon's Bourbon. Cheers, brother. Thanks for being here. I know it's late on that end of the world for you. It's midnight, but really appreciate you popping in. Thank you very much. John, cheers. Saw you over there at Livewire. Really do appreciate you popping in here. Really do. I'll say it. I said it before, and I'll say it again. It's your fault that I'm stuck with this hat. OS, cheers, man. Thanks for coming over, man. Really appreciate it. Really do. Hey, cheers. Andrew, didn't forget, I'm working on some dates. I will text you unless I'm going to see you in Vegas for the little get together. But however, I'm still working on a weekend day that you and I will get together and hang and maybe do some hunting or something like that. I haven't forgotten. I was going to send you that message when we were on Livewire, but I was like, I know you'll pop your head in, and so I'll just let you know personally. Hey, Mark, cheers, man. Thanks for popping on. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Richie Z, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Always great to see you. Mr. Evans, I sure hope everything is wonderful over in your neck of the world. I know it's a little late for you, but I really mean it. Appreciate you for popping on, but I know you're busy too, and Monday is coming. Bourbon Beginnings, cheers, man. Nice to see you. Thank you for popping in. Jack, I knew you'd be here. There was no doubt in my mind. And we were texting before the stream, so Jack kind of knows what's going on because he and I communicate almost as much as I talk to Livewire and other people on here. Isaiah, cheers, man. Appreciate you being here. Dan, Deathless Dogs. Really do appreciate you. Thank you very much for being here. Really do appreciate you. But let's get into the meat of this real quick. Still Austin. Some of you may have seen this around. Some of you may have already have it, which I do know some of you do have it. Like I said, I wasn't a fan of Texas whiskey. When I say that is I've tried the Balcones, and I've had a couple different ones of that at different times. And I was like, there was something about it I just didn't like the taste of it. There was just something, a flavor or something in that Texas whiskey profile that was off-putting to me. I mean, it wasn't to the point to where I was like, want to drag my tongue across the floor or anything like that. No, but there was just something about it. It just wasn't good. And then I tried another brand. Was it the TX, something like that? TX? I think that's what it was. I didn't find that pleasing either. Hey, old man Joe, cheers. Thanks for popping in. I didn't find that pleasing. But because of the recommendations, and everybody that knows me, that kind of knows my palate, has recommended this bottle, this Still Austin. And so I'm like, well, all right. So I happened to be at Total Wine, saw the bottle, remembered what everybody said, and I kind of took a breath and went like, oh, well, I'll pull the trigger. I mean, what was it? $45, $48, something like that. So under $50. I thought, what the hell? Let me just give it a shot. So it's 59 ABV, so 118 proof, cask strength bourbon. And if any of you know about Texas whiskey, it's just freaking dark. I mean, this bottle is aged just a little over 2 years, minimum 2 years in the bottle. And look how dark that is. I mean, this is as dark as some 10-year-old whiskeys I've got up there. And this is just maybe 2.5 years. I'm not sure, but it's at least 2 years old is what they say. So I never really researched the bottle because, as all of you know, I don't want to get any preconceived notions whenever I go in to taste it. I don't want to know what the distillers have to say. I don't want to know what other reviewers have to say about it. And that's because I don't want to get something in my head and then I'm stuck on it or I'm fixated on it. So I didn't do that. But I've had a few pours out of the bottles. You can see that it's just a little above half. And I've shared probably 3-4 pours out of this bottle with other people and to get their opinion. Like I said, you're not just getting mine, but I listened to what others had to say about this. And it was one of the bottles I particularly took up to my camp. And you guys heard me talk about that. And so I've shared it with some people up there. So after I've had a few pours of it, I went to the website and kind of looked around, saw what was what, and I was like, okay, this is impressive. So one of the things I want to do is I want to share something with you. So if you guys can turn up your volume a little bit, it should play. It was working. I got a video I want you to play about Still Austin and some things that I found particularly interesting about the whiskey that I didn't know at all until I'd done a little deep dive into it and kind of just wanted to know a little more about this distillery down there. And so I've poured some in the glass and it's sitting right here and I've got the Glen cap on it. And I'm not going to do anything with it until after I do this video. So I'm going to put it up here. Give me a second. Let's get this thing going. I'm going to hit play and let's see. Let me know if you guys can see this. But this is the actual website.
You're doing the full cup? You don't have to go by the book in every situation in your life. Today, I'm here to tell you a little bit more about that. In 2015, we started Still Austin Whiskey Co. because we love the whiskey, we love the city of Austin, and we love the people that live here. When
we're dreaming up some awesome, we saw an opportunity to create our own kind of distillery. Through a combination of attention to detail, hard work, and good old-fashioned Texas luck, we're working to model the incomparable spirit of our home city in a way that celebrates the people who make this city so rich and unique. If you haven't seen them yet, these are our flagship bourbons. Musician, these are our flagship bourbons. Musician is a straight up that's bottled just out of the station by itself. And craftsmanship. This is where we transform humble Texas grain into greatness. Inside these silos are 100% Texas grains, and one of our main ingredients, Texas white corn. After the ingredients are milled, they're pumped into our cooker. Technically, to be a bourbon, the mash bill must be at least 51% corn, and our flagship bourbons are 70% corn, 25% rye, 5% malted barley. With 25% rye in the mash bill, our bourbons are considered to be high rye. Once the cook is completed, the mash will have the consistency of a watery porridge. Then the mixture is cooled, yeast is added, and it's pumped into one of our fermentation tanks where it ferments for around 3 days. Once all the sugars have been converted into alcohol, we have 10 to 12% ABV distiller's beer. It tastes flat, sour, and warm, so it's not necessarily delicious quite yet, it is perfect for distilling. Once we have our distiller's beer, it's pumped over here into our main still, Nancy. Nancy is the beating heart of our whiskey production. At 42 feet tall, we had to remove a section of the roof just to accommodate her. Nancy was custom made for us by Forsyth in Scotland. And while it may seem small compared to the larger operations in Kentucky and Scotland, it's a big still for a craft distillery and allows us to make an awful lot of whiskey. The distiller's beer is pumped into Nancy and preheated before entering the midsection of the still, about 2/3 of the way up, where it will slowly cascade down. As it comes down, steam is blasted up from the bottom, and as the two pass each other, the steam extracts alcohol out of the beer. As the alcohol vapors rise up from the base of the column, they condense into distillate and collect on the different plates depending on the temperature. Nancy processes 6 gallons per minute, and so after about 6 hours of distilling, we end up with 6 barrels. Once this is done, we have our pure, unaged, colorless whiskey. From here, we take this whiskey to the rick house in Central Texas to be placed in barrels to age. Much of a whiskey's flavor and all of its color comes from the barrel it's aged in. Our barrels come from a family-run cooperage in Missouri and are made from white oak, sustainably sourced in the Ozarks. The barrels they make for us are toasted first and then given a level 3 char, which means that the interiors are torched for 35 seconds. This helps to prime the barrel, making it easier for the whiskey to draw more desirable flavors from the wood. As the whiskey ages, it's greatly influenced by the climate. During the warm weather, the whiskey expands and seeps into the barrel's wood. When it cools, the spirit contracts, drawing the flavors and character back out of the barrel. This is how you can start with a fairly neutral new make and end up with a rich, amber fluid with deep notes like vanilla, toasted bread, bananas, or cherry. The more spirit expands and contracts in the barrel, the more flavors and color you'll experience. Compared to Kentucky and Scotland, Texas climate is a rocket ship and a horse race. For each year a barrel spends aging in Texas, you would need to spend 2 to 3 years in Kentucky or closer to 7 years in Scotland to develop similar characteristics. Austin's chaotic climate means that we have to taste our barrels frequently to ensure a consistent flavor profile, but it also allows us to create exceptional bourbons more quickly than other, more moderate regions. Most bourbons are proofed down from barrel proof by adding water just before bottling. But we do something much more time consuming that we believe results in a more flavorful, well-rounded bourbon. When we proof our straight bourbon, we use a technique called slow water reduction. As our whiskey rapidly ages in the barrel thanks to our unique climate, it also evaporates much more quickly than it would in Kentucky or in Scotland. We found that at different proofs, whiskey extracts a wider variety of flavors from the barrel, so we incrementally add small amounts of water into the barrels as they age to compensate for the extreme Texas climate. Our slow water reduction process allows us to create a more complex, well-rounded bourbon that you wouldn't get by just adding water all at once right before bottling. Once our bourbon has been aged for about 2.5 years, it's brought back here to our distillery, where we fill each bottle, add labels, and ship them off. We can't talk about our process without talking about our tasting room. This is where it all comes together, our main stage, where our practice, hard work, and inspiration finally have their moment in the spotlight. Our tasting room gives us the opportunity to share our creativity and personality with the rest of the world. We're open 6 days a week, hosting whiskey fans from all over the world. We offer tours and tastings and have this awesome patio where we welcome people to come and hang out, grab a bite, or see some live music. So that's how we do things here at Still Austin Whiskey Company. Hope you have a little better idea of the love and hard work that goes into everything we do here. Please, next time you're in Austin, come visit us. Go to stillaustin.com and see what we're up to. Cheers.
So it was pretty darn interesting to me to see this video, because I had no idea about how this was made. And like I said, I don't want to get preconceived notions on things. So I purposely avoid reviews and even so much as going to their website just because. But I found this pretty interesting about how they make it. And everyone's always interested about the barrel char, so on and so forth. Anyway, but it was interesting, but I didn't know about the sampling and why they add the water to it until he explained that it's better, they feel, to add the water to the barrel as the barrel ages for them, and they sample it a few times, let's just say throughout the years, to see where it's at, and add water to the barrel to let it do what it does. Because we all know angel share, things evaporate. So, okay, got it. And we all know about the accelerated aging down there. That's nothing unusual. But I just thought that was an interesting video. And sorry about a little bit of the technical difficulties, but everyone's got the gist of it there and understands, what this is and what it's not. But it was very interesting. Yeah, it was interesting to see Jack in prescription bourbon. Yeah, it really was. And I also thought it was just something that was good. And let's present this information just so you all know exactly what this is. So besides that particular one, I went out and bought, today I purchased the straight bourbon from them. So I did have the neck pour of it, and I have a little sitting on the side. I'm not going to give you a review on it today. However, I thought, well, let me get this because I just want to see the difference in it. And this is 49.2 ABV, so 98.4 proof on what I call this the standard expression that they make right here. So anyway, I did pick this up today. $37.99. So you can't go wrong. It's not a bad price, but I'm not going to say much on it. But I did save some because I wanted to kind of know what I was getting into. So I had some of it. And so I know kind of what that's like. Yes, it was the neck pour, but I let it open up a bit before I actually tried it. So now I'm going to go ahead and get into the Still Austin cask strength. So that being said, let me grab this here. Got to keep adding water to keep from scorching it. And you know what? I would probably say yeah, because as that thing evaporates in there, you get less and less, and you get a bigger concentration of with that char and stuff. So yeah, you would probably get more, and let's just say that charred smoke flavor, but it would probably be off-putting, Dave. I would agree with you on that, without a doubt. Texas whiskey is coming up pretty big. Oh, I know it is. It has been for a while. But like I said, it was just how it's aged. And there was just something about certain profiles. It just turned me off. So until Whiskey Wars and Friends with Whiskey said to me, I need to try that, I went and I picked it up just because I thought it was pretty darn good. So anyway, that they would recommend it. And so I just went ahead and I grabbed that bottle. Cheers, guys.
What's up, Anthony? Cheers, buddy.
Smokes. It's the boys and speak of the devil himself. So there's a guy that knows about what I'm talking about for sure.
Hell yes.
He's the one that turned me over to.
I've been trying to sober up just so I can drink this with you, Anthony.
It's a smoky dram. I like it.
Exactly. So, like I said, I shared this with other people to listen to them, to hear what they had to say about it. And then I've had it. Then I went, after I've had it, I made my notes so I know what I think about it. Today was the first day I went to the website, like I said, and looked at it. And then I saw that video and watched it. I went, that's interesting. So I wanted to play it for everybody, but I'm going to tell you what. This is really the first bourbon that I got like a fruit note with, I mean, when I say fruit note, I can't think of it if it's like a peach, nectarine, but it's along that line with the brown sugar. Okay.
You're making me hungry, Anthony.
I know, but I didn't know what that was. I mean, I didn't know what it was because I wasn't expecting it in a bourbon. Can I get fruit essence in Scotch? Absolutely. So pears, citrus, plum.
You say peanut butter, I'm out of here.
No,
you know, that's not unusual in a Scotch. That's not unusual.
To eat.
But to get notes like that in a bourbon, and I'm not picking on Texas bourbon, but a Texas bourbon that's 2 years old plus, I wasn't sure I was right. I was doubting myself. So the people I was with definitely said, you know, there's a peculiar note that they couldn't figure out about it. They said, but they keep leaning towards, they said a fruit, which I thought was odd because I just wouldn't have gotten that myself. So that's why I love to give it to other people. So of course they gave me their opinion and I had it and I'm like, wow, it's not bad. But now that I've had it, I do definitely get a fruit note, definitely get your cinnamon. I also get a hint of mint,
Yeah.
And if they told you it's a high rye, so it's at least 25% rye in the mash bill. And so I would get that rye spice on the palate on the back. And
Anthony,
go ahead.
Peppermint or spearmint? Which way are you going on this?
You know what? I'm going to say more of the spearmint because I'm not a peppermint fan and I did not get that. And I don't always get that minty taste on rye. However, when I do drink the Elijah Craig rye, absolutely, I get that mint there. But it's after the fact and a few seconds later, it kind of comes in a wave. Then I get the minty taste on it. But I don't always get it. Don't always get it.
Ruben carrying it over.
No, Anthony, I would agree. I would say it's a sweeter mint more than a spicy mint. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Here,
So
step on it.
it is definitely different on there.
Kill it.
What does Mark have to say? Okay, spearmint. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't go with the peppermint. I would not go with a peppermint on there. But
What's up, Richie? How we doing, brother?
Hey, highlight my message, Anthony. It's legit.
Is that really?
Is that real?
Why?
That's real.
Like, I mean, is that why they're doing it? Is because
No, that's not why they're doing it. But it is.
Oh,
pretty
okay.
funny. There's the story.
there it is. Newsflash.
I'm still not going to eat at McDonald's, but you know.
I'm calling it in honor of Wild Turkey 101 just because. I think it's a great purpose.
Wow.
I mean, the McChicken is just a giant chicken nugget. Let's be fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, you got to bring that in a few weeks to the meetup wherever we're at.
If it's still around, I may have to replenish this bottle. But yeah.
So Anthony, definitely stone fruit. I'm trying to pick out which stone fruit.
Well,
to me, it's more plum, but I mean, it could be nectarine. I don't know if it's. I don't know.
OMJ. Cheers, buddy.
Well, like I said, it's fruity. I'm definitely getting the mint now that, in retrospect, the cinnamon, brown sugar, viscosity at 118 proof.
That's a word.
I'm happy with this purchase.
Yeah.
And I actually told you that before that I was really into this. I mean, it was better than I was anticipating. It's better than the two other ones that I've had in a Texas whiskey. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. It's not hot. Okay. It does have that rye spice. It does have that rye spice. So you know it's got some rye in it. But I like that. And I find it extremely palatable. The mint is coming now. The mint is coming now with that small hint of youngness that you get, that gripping on your tongue or a little bitterness, but from a young whiskey. I'm getting that now on there. And so it's like, but this is enjoyable. At let's just say 2+ years old, I am very surprised because I put whiskey down because I go, aged at least 2 years. Yeah. And I set it down and walk away because I just know, or in my mind, I just don't like that bitterness that comes from young whiskeys.
Yeah. It's almost menthol on the finish, rather than like a proper mint. It's almost like Newport.
I was just gonna say, are you gonna say a Newport?
Newport.
I wouldn't go maybe that
Box
far.
100s.
But I will say this: there is a little hint of mint on there. It's not strong or anything. You actually have to search for it a bit. So it's not like it hits you like a regular rye does. Not at all.
Yeah. But it's just that kind of cooling, effervescent, whatever thing going on.
Yeah.
That mint
Texas has the dog years thing going on for it.
Yeah.
It's like dog years in aged whiskey. It's on its own
But let me say this,
logarithmic scale.
I don't think it drinks like a 2-year-old whiskey. I'm going to give it an extra 2 years. That it's more like a 4-year-old whiskey, and maybe a little north of that, because it has some complexity to it. It has viscosity, and it has sweetness with that rye spice. And like I said, you do get a little bit of that tannins or that bitterness from a young whiskey. But damn it, it's good. Oh, hold on.
I gotta order my shirt
because mine are on the way.
Ooh,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
looking sexy.
Well, Anthony, hey, I've
got
gone
that
to bed.
shit.
I just wanted to
Got
jump
that
on and
shit,
say,
Mike.
hey,
As an official member of the Rat Pack, I need to get one of those shirts.
What color is that one? Is that the dark gray
That's
one?
this color. It's the gray.
The gray one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
gray.
heather kind of thing.
Dark gray. Dark gray. Charcoal gray.
Dark gray. That's what I ordered.
So I know Prescription Bourbon has this. In chat, put some of the notes that you think you get on there for sure, because I'd be interested in what you have to say too.
One thing's for sure, it's freaking delicious. Without a doubt, this is a buy for me anyway. I'm not gonna push my thoughts on Anthony, but
But I agree with Andrew. I said it's more like a 4, maybe north of 5 year, and he had put it in chat, and I didn't notice it until now, but I wanted to highlight that. Yeah, I agree.
Night Chain.
It drinks like that. It drinks like that without a doubt. It is definitely
Shane
not
out. Is Shane gone?
It appears that way.
Cheers, Shane. Love you, buddy.
You know him. He
We still have some old dragon bones in my glass.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that. The overripe peach on the nose. Yeah, I would say that the nose is more like nectarine peach, and then the palate to me is more plum.
well, like I said, there's a fruit in there, and I'll give you the stone fruit maybe, but like I said, it just was not something I was expecting. But then this is the strange note that my friends gave me from up at camp. They said it's almost like a juniper berry note to them.
So you're
And
talking
I'm
like gin almost.
Exactly. But now remember, and I didn't know this, they distill gin also.
Okay, let me
I,
pour a little
I
more.
know it's not. I know it's not in the still or anything like that. But
Yeah, no, I got you.
they said that, and I did not know Still Austin makes gin. Or shit, was that vodka?
I mean, because my brother-in-law collects really nice gins, so I'm curious to find this now.
I think they do both, Anthony.
And you know, like I said, I didn't peruse specifically the website for everything that they have, but and Stan, didn't you pick up one of these?
What's that?
Still Austin.
Yeah, the cast strength. I have one. It's buried somewhere in the back of the all the stuff.
I think you and I talked about it because I think you asked me on a stream. You said, "Did you get that yet, or what do you think?" And I said, "I got it, and I'm still trying it."
Yeah, I have it back there. I just can't get back to it to unbury it. But I got the next best Texas. I got the next best Texas whiskey and my backup from my Ironwood Harbinger.
What is
That's
that?
my best
Hold that back
Texas
up.
whiskey.
Oh yeah. I almost pulled the trigger on that a while ago, but
just a heads up. If you can get Harbinger, not XC. XC is the 90. Harbinger is the cast strength, and it varies. This one's 115. If you can get a Harbinger right now, and you can get it at retail, grab it because they're still trying to catch up for the demand. And they ran out of Harbinger at the distillery about 3 weeks ago.
So
Well,
Anthony, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Mark, I think you're right, and that's what Sean and I are trying to figure out. It might be a little peach note or something like that, but it's along that line to me.
So you had mentioned the juniper berry that you typically find in gin. To me, it's there's too much sweetness for it to be that. But
and I agree, but people get their own notes. I didn't tell them they were wrong, but they kept looking at me and they go, "Am I wrong?" And I go, "No, that's just what it makes you think of when you sip it." So there's no real wrong answer. It's what you feel.
I mean, I get where they're going at. Like, if they're gin drinkers, they're going to find that note.
But when you guys say the peach, like a peachy fruit note or something like that, I mean, it's been a little bit since I first popped the bottle. It's been when I talked to Anthony the last time. I think it was that same day I popped the bottle. But if I can remember, it's more like it's a white fruit. It's more of a white flesh fruit, like a peach or like a nectarine or something that's a lighter, almost. I don't want to say plumot, like a more towards the plum side, but it's. Yeah. I don't think it's as much peachy as it is more of that towards the plum or the plumot type.
Well, so that's what I was saying earlier, Stanley. So on the nose, I think it's more nectarine, maybe peach forward, but then on the palate, it's, to me anyway, it's very plum. Jack made a good point though. Maybe apricot on the nose.
Yeah, he said apricot, but also I was going to answer his question is about the aging. A lot of some distilleries will take the quarter casks, like in Kentucky, and put their whiskey in that to speed up the aging in places like that. And that does impart different flavors and different characters in it. And here in Vegas, so when Smoke Wagon gets their distillate from MGP, they bring it here and they age it here a little while longer in our climate, in their rick houses or warehouses, whatever you want to call them, before Aaron, blends them into straight bourbon, small batch, uncut, unfiltered, younger, whatever. And like I said, he's doing great here, but they're regular barrels.
Right, but when Aaron's aging it, secondary aging it at Smoke Wagon, the difference in Vegas compared to Kentucky.
Oh, night and day.
If he ages it for a year in Nevada, it's like 2 or 3 years of aging through the summer seasons in Kentucky.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the same thing in Texas. That still Austin. The musician's only 4 years old, and then the cast strength is, I want to say, just barely 6. But if you look how dark that is, it looks like a way older freaking bottle.
Yeah, I mean, Austin's a slightly different climate than where what's his name is in Nevada, but similar, very very hot for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I would say Austin's more humid, but I mean, if you're comparing the two, but
right. But just the contract. I mean, just for as long as the heat is around in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Compared to the winter,
long,
compared to
long
Kentucky
heat cycle for sure. Yeah.
So the heat cycles are completely different. I mean, and it's gonna, it ages a lot differently. I mean, you see a lot of, like, even Balcones when they first started, they were putting out 3 and 4 year whiskeys that look like freaking coffee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which I love, but not everybody does.
And now, no, Balcones is getting. I mean, I tried that pot still today, earlier. It's a lot better than it used to be. It's not something I'm gonna go run out and spend, even though it's only $22. It's not something I'm gonna run out to grab for $22 right now.
Send it my way, Stanley.
But eventually, I'm sure that freaking I'll go ahead and pick one up. I've heard all of their cast strengths or barrel strengths are all really good.
Hey, Stan.
So, yeah.
Give me a nightcap. I'm going to shut it down.
Okay. You know what? You showed it earlier, and I just want you to see.
Later, Mike.
Hard truth.
Cheers, Tom.
For my nightcap? I'm
drinking this right now, Adam.
I drank it earlier already.
Do you have one of these, Adam?
I do not have a Baker's. I'm out of Baker's.
No, but he does have plenty of Elijah Craig's.
Yeah, I'm
trying to think what else you got.
I got lots of Elijah Craig's.
So you don't have any 10-year high rye redemption left.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with
Yours,
Elijah
Bill.
Craig. That would be. I mean,
we talking standard or
barrel proof? No, it's barrel proof time, buddy.
Yeah, he doesn't have. I don't think he owns a
Attaboy.
94 myself. In case it's a store pick.
Where are we going, fellas? I will join you. I'm empty, so.
Yeah, he's gonna go probably A122 ECBP.
Yeah, as long as he goes like 21, 22, I can match him. If he goes 20, I don't think I have any left. So.
And that affects it a lot. And that's right. I forgot. Mr. Great Stuff, he popped in earlier, so cheers, buddy. But yeah, he's down around that area. And
what do we got there?
So you
got the new one. Okay.
Oh, whoa, you got B522?
B522.
Not only do I have it, it's low.
Yeah, Jesus. What do you pulled that back?
I got you. I got you, Adam.
Awesome, man.
Let's do it.
But
this is my second bottle of B522.
That makes
second
a big
bottle.
difference,
Okay.
30 degrees temperature swing, that's for sure.
Like a lot of people were shitting on the B522. I think it's cool. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's good.
It's
like,
solid. It's solid. It's totally solid. It's got great age on it.
Watermark.
I think A122 beats it, but it's not like it's terrible, right?
And as I said earlier, stomps the shit out of OKI for basically the same price. So Yeah. Just
But
saying.
also, then, but the thing is right? Can anybody argue that?
So here's the curb. Here's OKI. Stop
since
it.
B5, but can anybody argue that since B520, that if you B520 against anything that's happened since, that it's kind of just all the rest of them are kind of disappointing?
Dude, 920.
C920 rules. Dude.
Yeah, I
What
was
are you
gonna say.
talking about?
I was gonna say. Yeah, C920 was.
I'm about to go
phenomenal.
grab my C920 right now. Jeez.
Stanley, what are you talking about, brother? Hey, brother, I will come at you right now, brother.
After 920, you're right.
Okay, so after 920, because I know how many people love 920. Myself, I like B520, but freaking. So 920. So okay, I'll give that to you. So it's not, but there's no 21s or 22s that's matched up to any of the 20s anyway.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, so I've blinded them so I can answer definitively that C920 was my favorite, even compared to all the 21s. So yeah, I have to agree.
Cheers, Ruben and Richie. I was gonna pull a private barrel, Richie, but I decided to go with a batch.
No, I mean that's what I said early in Livewire stream. Is that like remember when ECBPs were 130 proof plus? Yeah, the good old days.
Dude, C919, my all-time favorite.
Man, it's been a minute since I've had that. That's been a long, long time ago. That bottle died.
I had 3 bottles of that. I killed my last one when Mike was here, like a few weeks back.
And I didn't even get a sample of that.
Lucky bastard.
Dude, I'm sorry. I pulled that out. I'm like, hey, we're killing this bottle while everybody's here. And then I ended up killing like most of that because nobody else was drinking it. And I'm like, they brought it out and I'm like, okay. And I literally did a bottle kill of it. And there was still like 4 or 5 ounces.
See, Adam's a good friend. When he throws a party, he does it right.
I did it right. I fucking got drunk.
So speaking of parties, are we doing a bottle share in Vegas, or is it just gonna be one of those things where we end up going to liquor lineup and wiping them out, and then just going and getting hammered afterwards?
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be.
Dude, you got bottles to bring them.
Yeah, everybody.
I was going to say there is no bar better than the bar that we own.
Yeah,
so,
we can bring bottles that we're not going to be able to experience elsewhere. I know Chris and Lil are bringing bottles that we're not going to get otherwise. They're gonna have bottles there for us that won't be there otherwise. So
I'm gonna take my pirate barrel bottle.
Nice.
At some point, I need to make it out to Cali so I can see a lot of you folks. I know Adam's not quite that far, but
what are you drinking,
you know
Vic?
what, Steve? I as I'm sipping on this,
Jim Beam Double O.
I've been sipping on.
I got a bottle of that on the shelf.
It gets sweeter as I get used to it. Let's say that, and the rye spice is even better. You know, I'm down on the glass here a bit, but earthiness similar to old Armagnac. You know, now that you kind of bring that, I understand what you're saying, and I can give you some latitude with that because there is something else to it. And like I said, the friends that I had say that came up with the juniper berry thing, and which I thought was totally off base, but you get what you get. That's what I said earlier. You know, that's the nose you get, or that's the taste you get. But earthiness, that's how I'll describe it, because that makes better sense than juniper berries to me.
You know, Anthony, so I brought Balcones pot still over. I was kind of doing like a budget blind with a buddy of mine that's kind of just getting into whiskey. So I wanted to bring him stuff that he can find easily and is, you know, not crazy pricey. And he said that about Balcones pot still, that it was earthy. I don't get that myself, but I guess a lot of people do on Texas bourbons. So I guess that's a common note to find. To me, I always think of like dark notes. But one thing I wanted to ask you, Anthony, is would you say that this is the greatest $60-ish, $50, $60 cast strength bourbon that you have tried? I'm throwing it out there, throwing the question.
Okay. I won't say the greatest, but it is the greatest Texas
Okay.
cask strength bourbon I have had. And I've had a couple and I just didn't like them. But this one now has swayed me to branch out and maybe try a few more Texas whiskeys when they come out. And maybe even some of the higher priced Balcones.
Gotcha.
But I'm still hesitant on those. Just
Yeah, and
because
Sean-
of the past experience.
Sean, and we know when it comes down to it, as soon as Long Branch puts out a cask strength, there will be no better cask strength in the world to Anthony.
That's true.
That's
It's true.
I will have a case.
Anthony will buy them up. We won't even be able to find any. We will not be able to find a single one.
And Hanging AZ will corner the market over here. So, hey, Mark,
okay.
It's going to be Labor Day weekend. That Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Dude, John Kranz has
So that's
all
when
the
it'll be
18 and
here
19
for Vegas.
ECBPs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, John, I'm gonna have to come over.
Hey, John, where do you live? Just by chance?
Yeah, John.
He lives close to me.
Drop those digits, man. No.
Meet up at John's.
Yeah, let's go.
So
Hell,
Anthony, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So anyway.
I was going to tell Adam, as hell as bad as I've been in the last year getting those damn fucking bottles to you after the last ones, I might just have to bring that 519 or 518. I can't remember which one.
Bring it to Vegas, bro. Bring it to Vegas.
As I said, might as well just bring it to Vegas with me and hand it over to you with that other freaking maker's pick.
Oh yeah.
Because I believe it's a B518. It's either a 518 or a 519 that I owe Adam. So
yeah,
I've been holding on to it.
So Anthony, so you said it's not the best 60 barrel proof. So just curious, what would you say is better?
In that price range, I would fall back to the Elijah Craig at about 62 to 65 bucks in there.
Oh, see, I never see them that cheap. So that's fair though.
Well, yeah, I do here. But so when you're talking about that, but then you're getting into the 120, 130 on the proof. Oh man. Yeah, you can't, in my opinion, they're if you can find them at a reasonable price, they're a great bang for the buck. And particularly some of the private barrels between the 8, 10, 11-year-olds. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then so when you say the cash $60 cask strength, okay, does that mean is there a certain proof level you're considering to be cask strength? Because like there's a whole bunch of like.
Well, I mean, it has to say cask strength on it, so that's my qualifier.
I was getting ready to throw out that single barrel 9-year Knob Creek at 120.
This is better to me than that.
Don't let Adriana hear you say that.
I'll tell her to her face. She might stab me, but
no, dude. Utah got a Knob Creek single barrel that was pretty shitty that she doesn't like, surprisingly. So.
Wow, that's unusual. Bob, I agree with you. That Garrison Brothers is totally in another direction, particularly when it comes to taste and proof.
And price.
Yeah. Do they have some good stuff?
Yes, but it's very
pricey, like 150.
Oh, it's like $200 for their barrel strength.
Yeah.
So
when you
the Belmore,
a 375 boot flask, just a regular 375 boot flask in California, is like $60-something.
Yeah.
And that's their single batch low end. Stuff is boot flask.
That's small batch.
200 mil.
But the Belmore and the Cowboy are both excellent, but they're really pricey. So
yeah, they are pricey.
Yeah.
And now those are the things, Bobby, you're going to have to experience things. I haven't seen the French oak like that, but I do know they.
Hey, cheers, Bobby.
From what I'm told, that they do make. I'm not picking on them again. Really, I'm not. That they do make some really good expressions. It's just that what I've had, no. So that's why I'm shying away from them. But if you had it and I was at your place, I would say, pour me some of that because I'm not against trying other things from them. But right now,
So on that French oak Balcones, just so everybody knows in general, if they call it the Froke, those are those are really, really super hard to come by because they do not put those out other than at the distillery, and it's very, very hit or miss on those Frokes in case you have a barrel pick of a French oak, which only very few people have gotten from Balcones. Most of the French oak is only at distillery, and it's one of those you got to call ahead of time and hope that it's there when you get there.
And that's funny you should mention that, Steve, because I was going to say I think that's a Total Wine thing, and you actually put it up there, but I haven't seen it at ours here in Vegas.
I'll second that one. That St. Alley's.
Hey, appreciate you, Bobby.
And that Iron Root Harbinger is the best Texas for me.
The Harbinger's freaking killer. Wait, do you have Harbinger, or do I need to add that to the list?
No, I have one. I have the one with the actual big ass metal coin in it.
Oh, okay. You have like a batch one or something. Don't you?
Wait,
yeah.
What is Tim talking about? Because like Tim is in Texas, so I'm
No,
curious.
Tim's in Chicago.
No, Tim's in
No, he's in
Chicago.
Illinois.
He thinks everything
Yeah.
in Texas sucks.
Wait, what? Am I?
Yeah, he's in Illinois.
It,
Like,
Tim Evans
isn't his Instagram like Texas and like Bourbon in Texas or some shit?
No. His Instagram is Tim Evans.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm wildly confused then.
So I'll say this, John, that interests me, but it's one of those things that I'd have to try it before I'd go and spend the money on a bottle of Balcones.
And don't worry about that, Anthony. You know what? Text me. You got my number and everything else. Send me your address, or I can just bring it with me. I have a whole bottle of the Texas pot still cast strength rye from Total Wine that I've never opened, so I can bring it with me to Vegas and we can all try that.
So Anthony, here's my confusion. If you could just hold me for half a second. Apparently, I'm friended to the wrong Tim Evans. I thought I friended this guy on chat here. Apparently, there's another Tim Evans that's Bourbon in Texas.
That's a different dude.
Yeah, that's not him.
Yeah. My bad.
It's the Tim Evans that looks like Joey Fatone from NSYNC. That's the one that we're talking about.
Hey, he looks like freaking
John,
Uncle Buck. He looks like Uncle
Buck.
Stan's bringing it to the Vegas Schlammering.
I thought Tim had almost 2,500 subscribers on Instagram. My bad.
I bet he does.
He should.
He might.
Tim Evans' freaking Instagram is awesome.
Yeah, you ever
Like I
when
said,
you get his Instagram, you'll see some of the art he takes pictures of and stuff.
I'm following the wrong Tim. Yeah.
He really does a lot with street artists, and that's really freaking. I mean, he does a lot of street art stuff around Chicago. It's
He
awesome.
put it on the chat. Tim Evans, Chicago.
Tim Evans, Chicago.
There you go. Okay, we're gonna solve this right now, Tim.
I watched Tim block him.
Probably. I mean, it's
Get out of here.
After my stupidity tonight, that seems fair. So
prescription bourbon. So what you're saying is do they make their own distillate, or they just take others and blend it? I don't know. I'm just asking. I just know that, like I said, they come with a hefty price tag depending upon the one you look at. And the ones that people say are really good are the ones that are $175, $200 a bottle. So I was just wondering.
Grayson?
Yeah.
I never seen that.
Hey, cheers, ladies. Thanks for popping on. Balcones Cast Strength Rye store pick, and it tastes like espresso with sugar in the raw. Unique. See, I was also told Hershey's Cocoa on that.
Yeah, it has I would say it does have kind of a mocha to it too, a little bit. Say the word, Vic.
Yep. Lock him.
Mm-hmm.
trying to think
Oh,
what the-
okay. I got
Appreciate
you. I
that.
got you. I got you.
You
I
can
got
you can accept or not accept him. It's completely up to you.
Tim's the nicest dude in frickin'.
Yeah.
Like they
I
say about Anthony, Tim's like one of the nicest people ever.
Cheers, Jack.
honestly,
I'll
I
be
understand
in touch
either
with you,
way.
brother.
Hey,
Have a
Jack,
good evening.
appreciate you, man.
So you vouch for Saint Ali there, Vic?
Yeah, you haven't had it?
No, not yet. I was trying to decide between the port cognac or the Armagnac.
I have them both. I'll give you samples of those.
Okay.
Hey, Anthony, cheers, buddy. I'm gonna head out for the night.
Yep.
Hey.
Hey, appreciate you guys at Livewire. Thank you for bringing the people over, and
Yeah.
Dude, thank you.
glad
Thank
you
you,
let me do
buddy,
the after party.
for going before us all these weeks and going after us tonight. It's freaking
Okay.
awesome. Man.
Well, you know, we have to do what we got to do sometimes.
Cheers, buddy. Love
Cheers,
you.
Adam.
Cheers. Thanks, Adam.
See all
Cheers,
you guys.
Yep. But
So Anthony, how do you like your new job?
let me just
Burying
say,
people's great.
let me just say this. It's interesting, and after we stop broadcasting live, I can chat more, but
Oh, okay.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. So in this right here is like I said, I've got the original part of it here.
Yeah, the musician. Yeah.
Yep, I got the musician. So this is just a little bit that I had left from the neck pour. And I left it set, and I've been drinking the regular. I wanted something else, but I thought today, if I'm going to review this, I shouldn't drink any Chattanooga, or I shouldn't drink anything else. Let me stick with the same flavor profile. So I bought that today. And so this is just the neck pour. I'm not going to do a review on it, but I just kind of want to see what it's like after having that. So I started here and worked my way up. But I am getting very similar notes, which at first I wasn't getting much anything out of the bottle when I first poured it. And even though I let it set for about 10 minutes before I started sipping on it.
It's a 90 proof, right, Anthony?
98.
Oh, okay.
4. Yeah, 98.4. Hold on. Yeah, 98.4. So I was like, okay. Okay. Oh, look at this. Morning, sir.
How we doing, Gert? Good to see you.
Yeah, hope everything's well with you.
So, Anthony, do you have the B522? I'm just curious.
B522? I
Correct.
do not have any of those. I've never been able to score one yet.
Okay. Well, we can fix that. Because when I heard your comparison earlier, so I did them back to back. I kind of have to agree with your assessment that ECBPs are better if you find them at the same price. So, yeah.
I'm out. I'll see you guys.
Hey, Vic, cheers, man.
Later, Vic.
Cheers.
Cheers. And it's funny now that I've dropped down to the standard straight bourbon from Still Austin. I do pick up some similar notes right off the bat. Definitely lighter. Doesn't have the viscosity, but I'm going to say as good. But I'm going to need to have another pour of it and then let it sit for a little bit before I do an honest review. But it's intriguing enough for me to keep working at it before I give a final opinion. Let's put it that way.
I remember
at $35 too.
Yeah,
it's at a good price point.
Yeah, I remember Charles saying that it was like kind of a mood thing for him. It was like if you're in the mood for barrel proof, then the Still Austin cask strength is great. And if you want to just chill, then like watch a movie with the girl, then the musician is fantastic. So
thank you, and I appreciate your input tonight. The Evergreen was like, okay, that was something that I wasn't even thinking of, but I can relate to it. So thank you.
Good night, David. Appreciate you.
All right. Well, it's already 10 o'clock and I got to be up at 3. Because
Yes, we all know that feeling. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Except for
Anthony,
me.
it's 1 o'clock here, and I have to be up at 6.
my
Yeah,
commute
well-
my commute changed from 15 minutes to 45 minutes, so I got to even leave earlier than normal. So
Oh, boy.
Yes, It's
Yeah.
always wonderful.
yeah.
Well, my commute's still 3.5 miles, Stan.
All right. Well, if I
All
don't
right.
talk to you before, I'll see
Yeah.
you in a couple weeks.
Yep. Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Later, Stanley.
See you later, Dan, Sean.
So I have to ask, Dan, what's coming up next on your channel? Anything good? You got anything particular planned?
Be right back.
Oh, you're muted.
I'm muted. Shit. I'm
There you
unmuted now. There we go. Forgot I muted myself.
That's all right.
Nothing too crazy. I'm going live on Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I did just get Calumet 16, so I'll probably do 14, 15, 16 on Thursday. And other than that, I'm getting back into editing again now that I'm moved into the house and everything's, smooth sailing and all that.
Have you broken the seal on the 16 yet? You
Yeah.
don't have to give anything away. Okay, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
No,
like me.
I'll tell you. I really like it. Neck pour out of it is always going to be a little different, but it's good. I really like it so far. I'm looking forward
Okay.
to revisiting it on Thursday night. Because
They're
I take
already-
it down.
They're already off the shelves here. I mean, they flew off the shelves.
I just got lucky. I went to a store yesterday that I stop in from time to time, and with my new house, I'm like closer to it. So I just went in and found a rocket top on the shelf, which I was super excited about.
Is that the Redwood Empire?
Yeah, the rocket top rye.
Oh, darn it. Yeah, we don't have that out here yet.
Yeah, I love this shit. So I was excited. I was gonna grab a Lost Monarch, and this was sitting behind it, so I snagged it.
Oh,
And,
yeah. Somebody probably was hiding it.
Might have been, but
Yeah.
then I went up to the counter, and as I'm checking out, I just saw this guy sitting back there on the 16. So, I picked that
Yeah.
shit up, and yeah, you can see I drank a little bit
Yeah.
of it last night, and I like it. I like it a lot.
And
So,
that's what I did with the Still Awesome. The first one I got, I did the first pour on it just to see, and I went, well, damn it, they were right. It's okay. Took it up to camp, shared it with some people up there to get their impressions, brought it back, left it set, took it back to camp. So I probably had this bottle almost a month, if not more.
Right.
And I've talked about it on different streams and told Whiskey Wars, I go, you're right. It's definitely not bad.
right.
And then, I'm a little more than I got a little more than half left in the bottle. And I tell you what, like I said, I'm not picking on all Texas whiskey, but damn it, that's good.
Right on. Yeah.
It's just good for the money. Okay,
Right.
under $50.
Mm-hmm.
It's good at cash strength. Would I buy a backup? Yeah. I'd
Oh, wow.
buy a backup of that.
Really?
Without a doubt.
I'll have to keep an eye out. Like, I've never seen it around us ever before. The only Texas I have, I was looking for it to come drink it. I can't. My collection's so unorganized since moving. I just kind of threw it up on shelves to get it out of the totes because Eddie needed the tote back. And I was looking for my only bottle of Texas I have, and I hate the bottle of Texas I have. But I was going to drink it tonight since you were drinking Texas, but I couldn't find it. But I hear great things about Still Austin. Everybody says it's good shit. So
Yeah. I like I said, I'm happy they recommend it. I'm happy I went against my better judgment is in not to buy it because I didn't like the Texas whiskey I've had, and I'm pleased with it. So today I went and bought the straight bourbon that they make.
nice.
And like I said, I'll have another pour out of that, let it set, go back to it. Probably take it up to camp this weekend when I run up there and share a pour or two out of that with a friend up there to get their opinion, and then compare and contrast a little bit before I do my review of it, but it's
Yeah.
pretty good. And you see what 1318 Shelby had said. He said that bottle's going to get better once you let it open up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna pour a little bit more of it right now, just because.
Just
want
because.
to.
That's right. That's right. Just because, and it's right.
Because I
there.
want to. Because I mentioned it, and now I'm craving it a little bit. So
yeah,
have a little bit. So your camp setup, like, what do you just have a few bottles you bring with you at a time, or how do you?
I keep some up there just in case I get lazy and don't.
Sure.
You know,
what's your camp stash then? What do you keep there?
So there is an Eagle Rare up there.
Nice.
There is Smoke Wagon Straight. There
Good
is
call.
a Wolcott Bottled and Bond.
Never heard of that.
Total Wine thing. That's a Total Wine one. I got it last year, and it definitely improved with a little age, as in opening up in the bottle. Like I said, it's a Bottled and Bond, and I was like, wow, that is pretty darn good. So anyway,
nice.
Cheers, man. Thanks for
Hey, Bobby.
popping on. Thanks
Cheers,
for popping
brother.
on. Yeah, John. If you have my email, we can exchange information and stuff like that. And if there's something that you see you want, I can always pop up and drop them off to you too. So just let me know. I'm always willing to trade some stuff. I highly believe in it. And some of that stuff you'd rather try before you buy. You know, it's not that we don't want to buy it. It's just that you hate to spend even $50 on a bottle. And you go, shit. I could have taken that 50, added another 50, and got something I definitely wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if you ever find the Still Austins, particularly this cask strength, I wouldn't hesitate at the price to pull it. Have you gotten any of this yet? I think you have. Chattanooga.
I have the 111, and I like that.
That's what I have. That's exactly what
Yep.
this is. My wife picked it up for me in Florida because we can't get it out here. I was looking for the founders, and I even called Cheech. Anyway, he hasn't been able to find it, but he's on the look for me too. Hey, Scott.
Hey, what's up, Scott?
Cheers, man. But yeah, I actually like it. Like I said, I've got it to the shoulder, and I think that's going to be my next little pour here.
Nice.
After I get rid of this, because I really want to. I really think it's good right off the bat.
Yeah.
Kind of reserving everything until I really had a chance to drink a few pours, and then also let it open up some more to really understand what it's like, because I like to sit and I want to share it with somebody, get that other opinion, hear what they have to say. So that's what I said. They were calling out juniper berries in this Still Austin, which I'm thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
But you get what you get. Sure. Like I kept telling them, no, there's no wrong answer. If that's what you get, that's what you get. It's all right. Oh, dude, take your time, but I would appreciate that.
Ooh, a haystack needle?
Yeah, because I've got Redwood Empire up there. It might be hard to see, but I've got Emerald Giant, Lost Monarch, and Pipe Dream up there, but that's all that's available to me here right now. And then the ones my wife showed me when she was in Florida, they weren't haystack needle or anything like that. They were the ones I got. And she says, well, they're about $10 cheaper. I said, that's okay. It's not worth it. I'll spend the $10 here and get it while it's there. I'm looking for stuff that I don't have. I can't get. I'd like to have had one of each, especially at $10 each. But you know what? She has to lug it on the plane. So I was like, no, let me just look for stuff that I can't get.
Exactly.
And that haystack needle is pretty amazing. Just going to throw it out there. Thanks to the fancies.
Yeah. I know they sent that to you, didn't they? They sent you some of that.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they're good people. They truly are good people. I enjoy listening to them. They were on with Independent Joe just a few days ago, and I was lurking in the background listening to them chat. So
yeah, the fancies are great.
The Bourbon Bar stopped by, dropped off some samples for me. They're sitting up there. I got a blind he and I are going to do on the 28th. So he'll be on my stream on the 28th.
Bourbon Bar? Isn't he from Wisconsin?
Yes, he is.
And he was all the way out there by you, huh?
Well,
Man,
this is
these
Vegas.
these hand deliveries are just getting crazy.
Well,
Atta
this is
boy.
Vegas.
Atta
People
boy.
come to Vegas. So,
Atta
I'm
boy.
not far from, I almost said McCarran, Harry Reid International.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, he is up in
He's a Green Bay guy,
Denmark.
I think.
He's up in Denmark.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yep. So anyway, yeah, he was here. He dropped them off, and so we exchanged some. I sent him off with some Scotch samples.
Cool,
So
man.
Nice.
I
man.
was supposed to do a live with him on the 2nd on his, but they switched my shift at work and put me on afternoons.
Mhm.
So that ruined that. So he and I have to get it to where I can get on his stream and he can do that Scotch one. So I'm going to pour myself a little of this, but I felt bad, but there's nothing I could do. They change your schedule. I mean,
right.
that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. I want to
Yes.
do a Wisconsin whiskey meetup with, because I mean, we got John Kranz, we got Bourbon Bar, Biking Bourbon. We
Yep.
got
Yeah.
3 Bourbonniers who are new guys. They're the closest to me. They're like just the next town over. See if we can get Ed to fucking show up from Rock Gut.
Oh yeah.
You know,
He's
I mean,
been
there's a
busy.
lot of us. There's a lot of
been
us in
really
Wisconsin.
busy, though.
Yeah. He hasn't done much lately online
No, I've caught
because
glimpses
he's
of him
distilling
here
and
there.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I've caught
Yeah.
glimpses of him here and there, but that's
Ed's
it.
the man. Ed's so funny.
That
He's
that
such
was
a
your
funny guy.
that was your stream that the Bourbonniers was on that I met them.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I found them because Starks, our local shop, they posted like a Instagram thing and tagged Starks that they bought one of their picks. And I found them like, oh, these are local dudes, and saw them on YouTube, and yeah, they're right in my fucking area. Nice dudes. I swear to God, I know the one guy. Like I've hung out with him before. He looks so familiar to me, but
Yeah.
it's one of those
And
things where you
Richie-
just can't place. I was probably bombed in a bar or something.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And Richie, I'm not 100% sure, but if you see what Independent Joe said, because that's what made me look up, I want to say it might be Barton, but anyway, Buffalo Trace now.
Oh, what's up,
that
Joe?
Joe said that. I'm like, well, I think so. I'm going to have to look. I know somebody that knows somebody that knows something about that.
Knows something
at
about
Total
it.
Wine, because it's a Total Wine thing. And
It is Vegas after all.
That's a.
yeah.
What is that song?
So
That's a
I'll
song.
figure that one out.
That's a rap song. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows something about it.
Exactly.
Cheers, Joe. I'm eating cucumber. How we doing, brother?
Cucumber. That's an interesting choice.
It is. What it does is it settles the stomach so you can sleep when you've been drinking way too much.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah, at least for me anyway.
I was going to say, can we drink too much? Way too much? No.
Yeah,
I can.
well, it can happen.
You can look at it.
But
I have never seen you drink too much, buddy.
no, that might have been just enough.
That's right. That was just enough.
It's just enough. I didn't throw up or anything, so you know.
No, that's right.
As long as you didn't purge it, you drank just enough.
Just enough. That's right. Just enough.
Well,
to
there
make
you go.
okay.
I guess I've never drank too much then, if that's the rule.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You never yacked
Well, I
one?
have.
Oh boy,
No, my body doesn't do that for some reason. Like I'm like Will Ferrell in that basketball movie with Andre 3000.
What is it? Semi-pro?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Love me sexy. That song that he sings. That was a weird movie.
It is. It's a weird freaking movie. Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
John, we've all been down that road at least twice.
Yeah,
At
man.
least twice.
No, I'm good. I'm good for one a year where I'm like, oof. That was a
I
little too
can
much.
tell you. Oh.
Well, I mean, I can't.
I'm going to say closer to 15, 16 years at least before I hit that last time I hit that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I can't say never altogether. Like food poisoning will definitely do it to you.
Oh yeah,
But
that'll
not-
rock you.
Not from drinking though. I haven't not in drinking. It's been, I don't know, like in my 20s, I guess, something like that. So I can't say never, but it's been a while.
I will say the Chattanooga, going to that from the Still Austin, totally different field, left field, right field.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Definite. For some reason, I'm getting cherries on this Chattanooga that I didn't get on the Still Austin, but
which
it's different processes. Two totally different processes in there, how it's made, how it's aged. You pick that up right away. It's like, wow.
For sure, John Krantz. What chat are you sipping on, Anthony?
111.
Wish I knew where my 111 was. I'd go grab it. My shit being unorganized irritates me to no end. I just need to organize it.
And you know what's funny? I left my glass upstairs because I didn't plan on drinking anymore. So here's what we're going to do, folks.
Hollow out the cucumber?
Yeah. The cucumber is the sober up thing. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a sample glass.
Oh, there you go.
And yeah, this will work, right? Here we go.
Do a Jeffrey Whack pour. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna. There we go. We're gonna have a little sample tasting with Anthony here. This bottle's gonna have to go in the trash. Looks like. Oh well. It came from a certain individual, ladies and gentlemen. So
a certain individual.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Hey,
it's an odd choice for samples.
What up, C. Jackson? Man. What up, Independent Joe?
Well, it is right now, John. I'm going to tell you what. Like I said, this is about my third little pour out of this thing. And
later, Mark.
I like the nose. It's definitely different.
Have a good night, Mark.
Austin. You know, the Texas compared to this Chattanooga and the cast strength on it. And it's less than the Still Austin, but I think it can hold its own. That's for sure.
So, Anthony, since we're comparing the two, is it just me or does the Chatta drink a little hotter?
I'm going to say right now, it's you.
Okay, fair enough.
I was thinking about that. I'm getting the spice on the tongue right now, but it's definitely sweeter on the initial sip than the Still Austin was. The sweetness on the Still Austin comes back at you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It comes back.
Yeah. Front of the palate, the Chatta is way sweeter than the Still Austin. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
right
candy.
On the front, you pick that up. I think that maybe the Still Austin has a little more viscosity than the Chattanooga.
I would agree.
But I think the oiliness of the Chattanooga sticks around longer than the Still Austin because I'm getting that on the palate still right now as I'm sipping on it.
Yeah, you know what I think it was is the because I had cucumber in between the two, and coming off cucumber, everything's spicy. So yeah, so not second sip, it's toned down a little bit. So yeah,
I'm gonna go see if I can find mine. I'll be right back.
Well, Richie Z, let me just tell you, if it does get there, it's not a bad bottle, and most of the bottles are in the $45 range. I'm sure the Founders is a little more, but they're not overly priced. The one I got, the cast strength right here, Richie, I think my wife picked it up for less than $50.
Yeah, I got mine for like $42.99, somewhere around there.
There you go. So that's what I got it for, but I can't get it here in Vegas. So it's not out here yet.
You know, this is valuable information we're getting here. So I've wanted to have this conversation because it goes both ways. Like, Anthony, you guys get stuff out there on the West Coast that we can't get over here on the East Coast. Even though I'm not really East Coast proper, but still, like when you're on this side of the Mississippi, like there's things that don't get over here. And likewise, like we find stuff that you guys don't get. So like this is good things to know. Is that way we can kind of do giveaways.
And I appreciate people when they say, "Oh, well, when I'm in Vegas, I'm gonna, drop off a sample to you." Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I do. I think that's really generous of them and nice of them because they don't expect anything in return. They're just like, "Oh, you have to try this,"
Yeah.
And I do the same thing for people. You don't have this? Oh, let me send this to you. Not because they have sent me something. Everyone that has sent me something, they don't expect anything back. They don't.
I will say this is the worst nosing glass I've ever used.
There's no doubt.
Like you
There's
can't.
no doubt.
It's not really working. Anyway.
See, there you go, Richie. This is one of the reasons why this community is so good. Oh, you haven't tried it. Oh, I've got different bottles. Blah 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 blah. Let me send you a
very nice, Shelby.
Exactly, and that's so appreciative. The people that do that, and I mean it. I'm appreciative of it. That share with other people, because again, that's what this is about. Sharing this stuff and say, hey, you've got to try this, and then when it gets to your area, you know that it's worth it.
Well, I mean, like my thing is, I've made a lot of friends on here that are kind of West Coaster-ish. I mean, you're not quite West Coast, but like you're headed that way. And so, like a lot of you guys are not seeing the Chattanooga or the Starlights or whatever the thing is. So I kind of want to like start picking those up. That way, I can send them out to you guys and get you guys some stuff that you can't get. Did we freeze? Okay, no, Anthony's moving.
Yep. Wow.
Found it.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go. Does yours have a yellow cap?
It's like cork.
Okay. Yeah. Because
it's just natural cork.
when I first saw that, I just thought it was some type of a decoration. I didn't realize it's 100% cork.
Yeah, it's just a big cork.
Until I opened it, I went, oh my God, that's all cork. That's like the original corks in a moonshine chug.
Yeah.
Chug. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's just a whole.
Is yours not that way, Anthony?
Nope, it is. But I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I saw it when my wife showed it to me, but I didn't think it was all cork until I popped it. I went, oh my gosh, it's all cork. Every bit of it. So I was like, holy smokes. But yeah, this Chattanooga, so far so good. I mean, I'm happy with the purchase so far.
Yeah.
Cool.
I bought it from a guy who they don't have it here in Wisconsin yet, or at least they didn't when I bought it. So I got it from a guy in Illinois. Got that and a ECBP. I forget which batch. But
How far are you from Illinois?
I can get there in like 2 hours.
Okay. That's why
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out where exactly you were. And I think you talked about a trip to Illinois. So I didn't think it was that far. So you could do a weekend thing, go over, do some.
Yeah.
hunting,
Oh yeah.
be back
Easily.
home.
I'm in Western Wisconsin. I'm right on the Mississippi River. So I'm basically in Wisconsin, right where Iowa and Minnesota meet, kind of, so those three states are like real easy to get to. And then if I go down south, yeah, Illinois, about 2 hours, maybe I can get there.
Cool. And you got some good haunts over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's like me in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Anthony, I'm gonna dip, man.
Yep.
It's
I don't blame you. Go ahead.
1:25-ish my time.
Nope.
So
Go and hit the hay and relax. And then once you roll over and the alarm goes off, you're gonna be like, damn that Anthony.
no, I had a great time tonight, man. Appreciate you. Good, always good to hang with you.
Yep. Nope.
So next Sunday, are you going to be back to your normal time, or is this going to be kind of your
Sunday,
thing now?
I'm probably going to say it's a maybe, only because there's a possibility something may come up, and I may do this same type of a stream again for next Sunday. but it's all going to depend. I may have some family coming from Alaska.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I said, well, tell me when you're available and I'll be available, because with me, afternoons during the week, really Sunday is going to be the only time that I can meet up with them at some point
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
you know, chat with them, because their son's going to go to UNLV here.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Well, I guess he wants to be warm.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna be.
It's a bit different.
And actually have night and day.
Yeah, he wants to know what night looks like.
Yeah. And day, not
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
all day, or night
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah. Because they're getting to that point now where it's getting darker, darker, and darker, and they only see daylight for this small window of time.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. But anyway.
Unreal.
All right.
All right.
Sean.
Well, Dan, Anthony, appreciate you guys as always. Cheers to you.
Yeah, cheers,
Chad,
Sean.
Yeah.
you're awesome. Good night, everybody, and we will see you.
Cheers.
Have a good one, Sean.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with Chattanooga.
It's
I'm
good.
glad I got it. I'll hook up with the founders sooner or later. As a matter of fact, if Cheech doesn't find one, I may have Mike look for one, because listening to C. Jackson, they're everywhere in Denver. So
Oh, really?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, this 111 it's really good. It's got kind of a different thing going for it than everything I've been drinking tonight. I've heard people slight on Chattanooga and call it a cardboardy kind of thing.
There is a different taste to it. That's what I was just
Yeah.
going to say. There's something to it. But I don't find it off-putting.
I don't either. No, I find it interesting and like good.
Yeah.
I can see why people wouldn't like it. I think it's
Yeah.
something in their malt or something that they're using.
I'll give you that. I'm not sure what it is. I
Mhm.
don't know enough about it. Just like until I looked really into the still lost, I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But I already formed. Okay, Tim popped it. It's the malt. There we go.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, there is this different flavor in there from their malt.
And I can't say cardboard. That to me, that's not it. But yes, I heard that there was something about it, and I taste it, but it's not really medicinal.
No.
But to me, that's what I'm leaning towards, or almost like not. I don't want to say clove per se,
No.
but that's the medicinal, and the clove is what triggers in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
that's what,
to me, it almost carries like a bit of an Irish characteristic through. You know, like
Okay.
Paul's saying in the chat, like it's a high malt whiskey. There is a bit of that Irish kind of flair to it a little bit, and it's just different than anything else on my shelf.
on those malts, particularly like Irish, I do get that very sweet nose. I call it a sweet bread.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
I picked that up. It's not like bam, like an Irish when it hits me. Like when I'm nosing a red breast or something like that. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's just like overpowering on that moment. But I love it.
Mhm.
This has some of that, but it's yeah, I just can't quite figure it out. But that malt is beautiful to me.
Yeah, it's like a really great marriage of that kind of maltiness with an American style characteristic to it that it's just different than everything I've got on my shelf.
And I don't think I have anything that has that taste to it. And the different stuff that I do have, I'll name the Still Austin, because it is definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, Richie, in the Old Elk, I know they do high malt, but I haven't really noticed this taste in an Old Elk. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, I've got I know I've got the rye. I know I've got the Armagnac. I've got batch 1 or batch 2 in the old elk. And I got another one, and I can't remember what it is, but I don't see it offhand. But it's in the menagerie around here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. But yeah, now I might even have to go and back into the old elk and try a few this week or so just to see, because I'd like to compare to see if it's there. But I still like it. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
find it bad at all.
No, I think it's really good. It's almost like a spicy, like sugar smack cereal or Golden Crisp. Like you get that like
Okay.
sweet barley kind of flavor, but then there is that like that proofy punch behind it.
It's definitely got the proofy punch
Mhm.
behind it. Yep.
And it just it's really cool.
It
I
does
like
have that. I can't say a cereal like a scotch, like a
No, yeah.
cereal note from the grain that you get in some scotches. However, I can compare it to that and say it has some similarities, but it's not that. But it's an unusual taste that you can pick out and go, what is that?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tasty. Yeah, I wonder if it means Garrison.
Yeah, you should turn your phone off. Turn your computer off.
Have a good night,
You and the
Sean.
dog go upstairs to bed.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, without a doubt. So how's your puppy?
Oh, he's doing well.
Yeah.
Doing
I'm
very
surprised
well.
mine hasn't been in here. I don't want to jinx myself and then have her come in and then wreck everything here, because I've changed stuff around, but I don't have it permanently in the spot I want it, because I'm still trying to figure out where to put some things. But
Mm-hmm.
that's all part of this process.
Yeah.
And I even have a green screen, but I don't have it up. But I've separated myself from everything there, that I could put it up straight across the back and have whatever backdrop I want. I just haven't gotten that far yet.
Right, right.
Yeah. I'm still working on trying to figure out how to place this camera.
Yeah. Well, what's
Because
wrong
I
with how
like
it's
where
placed
it's
right
at.
now?
I'm having an overheat problem because of where it's at, not enough air circulation. So I put a fan back there so it's circulating the air.
What kind of camera is it?
Sony A6600.
Are you using a dummy battery, or are you just plugging it into the charger?
That dummy battery that goes right into the outlet.
Okay, so it looks like a battery, but it plugs in, basically.
Correct.
Like that's what I'm using. That should solve your heat problems. You can go in your settings and turn your heat warning down a little, because their heat warning is a little aggressive. You know, they're a little aggressive on the heat warning, where it's not really in any state of danger. But yeah, pulling your screen up from the back and turning down that setting a little bit, you probably shouldn't have any heat problems if you're using a dummy battery.
Well, and I probably could just turn the screen down to where the screen just plain turns off. But I do like to look at that screen.
Well, you've got it flipped up.
Yep,
Like,
I have it flipped up.
Okay, well, that's good. That's where you want it, because then it's not putting heat on the body of the camera, because it's up.
It's
so
open.
It's good.
It's open, and so I have a fan at my feet, kind of blowing up and around and circulating air. But
sure,
I'm going to get one of those USB fans
if
I leave it where it's at. But I'll have to get a different stand for it, so I have to get a different tripod.
Okay.
To get it to where I can look straight and look at everybody like I'm looking right now. But I have a monitor high, and I have one right in line with the camera, but I'm trying to get it in a good spot to where I can look at the chat too.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing.
I need to raise mine like an inch or two, and then I can get because I have a 27-inch monitor, and I can get it like right underneath the camera if I put it up about an inch.
And that's how my laptop is. Yeah. My laptop, when it's open, just skims the bottom of the lens.
Yep.
So I can just look straight and have this conversation. But out of my peripheral vision and everything, I can see you and everything else that's going on.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I got to get that set up, but I'm not too worried about it until I get, actually into building this out into what it's going to be in the end. Yeah, right now I just have some shit thrown up, some lights and stuff, and it's ramshackle at the current situation.
Exactly. And I'm trying to get out of that myself. And I did it last weekend and moved some stuff. And so now here over the next couple of weeks, I'll do the same thing, but I don't want to make knee-jerk changes or buy things that won't work. So I'm really trying to think this out.
Oh, yeah.
To get certain stuff, because I've noticed from time to time, and it happened on the video. It didn't happen the 2 or 3 test runs I did when I played that video earlier, but then I got some feedback from this mic. Don't know why or what happened, but then I'm thinking, oops, I was watching things on my phone, even though the mic wasn't on. Maybe that caused that little bit of interference. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I didn't have that problem before, but I wasn't on my phone, but the phone was on the desk. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. And then the sound was low. But when I was watching it on the tests from my iPad in another room and letting it play, I was listening to it fine. So I don't quite know what happened there, but oh well. Yeah,
I mean,
this is live video.
And so stuff just gets, and StreamYard's a good platform, but there are things like we've done streams where I go in and all of a sudden all my settings are back to like default for no reason, and I have to go in and change everything again.
Updates. Get me on Windows.
Yeah.
That's what plagued me a week ago with Gremlins, like unbelievable Gremlins.
Yeah.
Like the worst set of Gremlins I ever had. And Ken was even trying to work me through some of them. I mean, he's the king of Gremlins when it comes to stuff going. So it was like, wow. But I'm going to knock on wood and say, other than that little small hiccup that people were letting me know what was going on in chat so I could follow along, like, okay. But, it is what it is. The point got across. Everybody knew. So that's the general idea.
It's the nature of live TV, so to speak.
Exactly.
Anything can happen.
Anything can and will, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You got to get up for work in the morning?
No, I took tomorrow off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling burnt out this week. I'm like, I just need a day off, so I took Monday off.
I love 3-day weekends.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly.
Especially because I worked on shit around the house all weekend. So now tomorrow I don't have anything to do. So I can just probably going to light up a cigar at some point. Just sit in the backyard.
Yes.
Do nothing.
Yes. That does not make you a bad person. That is for
sure. Oh, no. You need that every now and then. Just a day to just reset. That's what I need tomorrow.
Yep. No, that makes everything worthwhile without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So I'm planning my little shindig for September when everyone gets out here. So I'm going to be closing my camp up the next probably 2 weekends. So I can be done with that for the year. I mean, if we want to do something in October, November, that's fine. We can just pull it out of our storage where we keep it, put it in a spot for a couple of days, and then put it back. I mean, I just have to re-winterize it because where it's at, it does snow and get below freezing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Where I keep it.
Wow.
Yeah. Down here to find a storage spot, I'd spend a good $150 to $200 a month. Yeah. Just to store it like
you go outside your area then. Yeah.
So where it's at, we got to know them, and she says, "Hey, basically $1 a day, so $30 a month. You can have that spot over there.
Can't beat that.
Done deal." And I don't. Well, think of the fuel. Back and forth. So Yep. Exactly. It's perfect for me and my wife.
Yeah, that's great,
Yeah.
man.
Well, it is. It does work out, and so that's where we're just going to keep it. My father's is in storage right next to it, so it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
Without a doubt. Lilith, glad to see you're back. Got everything done.
Yeah, Lil. I gotta figure out my Kentucky plans because now.
That's what he's talking about with her.
Yeah, because now the tailgate's going to be the day after I was going to leave, but we haven't actually booked any reservations in hotels or anything yet, so we might stretch it because I kind of want to come hang out with everybody at that tailgate because it's sounding like fun.
Were you just going there for?
We're gonna my girl and I are going down. We're gonna stay in Louisville for the week of September 12th through the 16th or whatever it is, you know. That was the plan to go back on that Friday, but we intentionally, you know, did it that way so we have the weekend so we can do other stuff if we want. So here we do Louisville through that week, and then Friday and Saturday stay in Lexington and then cruise it back on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's you know, all the people that are going to be at that meetup, you know, Paul is going to be there. Sean, Whiskey Wars, obviously Chris and Lil. Stacy is coming, I guess. So I want to meet Stacy.
I did hear Stacy was coming down for that. And I don't know if it was directly from her or if it was vicariously through others, but I heard about that meetup in conjunction with Chris and Lil. And then I heard her name mentioned.
Yeah. I want to chill with Stacy, get all that Irish knowledge coming in.
I know.
I love Irish whiskey, but I just don't know anything about it.
I don't either. So when I see something, I send her a picture and a text, and then I wait. Richie, no, not always from here. I've been out here 24 years, going on 25. I'm a transplant from Pittsburgh. So I left the East Coast and came here.
Left all the Yinzers behind, huh?
Yeah, yes, I did. And you know what's funny? And I mean this. I never knew that we, one, had an accent, two, that Yuns wasn't normal, and that everybody didn't say pop.
Oh, yeah. Growing up here, everybody said pop.
Yeah. I just didn't know that because everywhere I went between Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, or whatever, it pretty much was the same.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had an accent. Once I came here and was here for a little bit, I could pick out an East Coaster from Philadelphia to New Jersey to Maryland, West by God, Virginia. I mean, I knew. I said, "Where are you from? The East Coast." Oh, yeah. Where at? They'd say the state. Oh, okay. Where? You know, you could just hear it.
That Philly accent is thick. There's some people get that real thick Philly accent, you know.
Yeah, my cousin has it.
Yeah.
And she's from my area of Pennsylvania, but she's been out there as long, if not longer, as I lived here. So she's got it. And but yeah, it is weird. It is. Yeah, I just never thought we talked funny. But I have lost that. I mean, I will say Yuns from time to time. I get that. Or the downtown comes out.
Oh, yeah, going
downtown.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. I don't even think about it. And then when I go home, give me an hour or two and I'm right back into it like I never left.
Fall right into it.
Oh, just, yeah. All the slang and different words and stuff like that. I catch myself and I go, oh, but that's just how that goes.
Well, my friend's wife, who I met for the first time, they live in Chicago, and his wife is Irish, and I didn't know it until she got drunk. Then the Irish accent came through thick, you know.
Yeah.
But other than like you wouldn't know just talking to her, and then also she gets drunk and she turns very Irish all of a sudden, you know. 3 becomes tree, and the whole it just
Oh yeah, yeah,
all comes out.
It
I was like, holy
all
shit,
comes out.
you
You're
are
like,
Irish as
really?
hell,
You
huh?
are Irish?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, from
nice.
Ireland, Irish, real Irish.
Yeah, no, yeah. Born, raised, there I am. But yeah, you get here for a while, and then it gets muddled.
Right.
Here, Isaiah said it.
Oh yeah, it's just different
Yeah.
ways of people talking. We've got the Midwest accent here. Mine isn't super thick, but it comes out. I'll say a word sometime, and I'm just like, ooh boy, that sounds so Wisconsin. When I say it.
You catch yourself.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, every now and
Yeah.
then it's like, ooh boy,
Exactly.
you got me there.
But it rolls right off your tongue, like
Yeah, it's the O sounds. It's the O sounds, like boat, and and things like that. It's just a long
gotcha.
O sound. That'll
totally
hit.
understand that.
It'll bring the Midwest right out of you.
But you, like you said, you especially you get some of these.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
You just revert to your natural state.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's nothing bad.
No.
It's just that it happens.
And it's not even anything in my life I've actively tried to fight against or anything.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh yeah.
I've just never. I was basically raised by my grandpa, who's from Missouri, so he had like a bit of a Southern drawl. So like some words I still say, there's a bit of a little bit of a Southern thing to it, but.
And I used to have that, and I never heard it, but people would hear it in my voice because my family had a farm in the middle of Pennsylvania. So I would spend time there in the summers, the winters, hunt, fish, and stuff like that. And so I guess I picked up a little of that. And then some people would say, "You're from the South, aren't you?" And I'd say, "Well, you're absolutely incorrect."
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, no, I am a Northerner. I'm a Yankee. And they'd look at me and they go, "What? Your accent?" And I go, but now I don't. I'll hear that more than the Pittsburgh.
Sure.
Because for some reason I'm weaned away from that. Even the Southern draw, because I haven't been back to the farm in 25 years.
Yeah. It's weird how it comes out. Like I've never even been to Missouri, like Southern Missouri, where my grandpa was from. But my dad and my uncle got invited to like the big family reunion down there, because my grandpa was pretty estranged from his family, actually, but he got invited because of Facebook. People found, So my dad and uncle went down there, and they said, it was literally banjos. When we got there, they pulled out banjos and fiddles and started playing.
Was there
real deliverance? Yeah, that's what they said. Like, it got real deliverance real quick. All of a sudden.
Hey, Richie. What I am probably going to have for the nightcap pour. It's funny you should mention that, because I was just thinking, what am I going to have after I finish off this Chattanooga? I am going to reach over and I am going to grab, if I can see it. Yes, I can. There it is, right in front of my nose. I had this last week. I opened it, and I just want to see how it is a week later. I cracked this open. Burning Chair. It's a
Burning
store
Chair.
pick. Yep. It's 60% Grenache, 25% Zinfandel, 15% Cabernet. So that's the barrels it's finished in.
Yeah.
And it's 59.65 proof. And Adam and I and Adriana's husband were together on a little hunt here a while ago. And we picked this up. So
nice.
Yep.
That's awesome. I've never had a Burning Chair.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like your camera got pissed.
Yep, it did. I just caught that out of the corner of my eye.
Yep.
That's okay. I'll just go without a video here for a little bit, but I'm going to pour this Burning Chair here in a little bit. And
I got to figure out what the hell to have for my nightcap. Richie Z, what are you going to have?
Yeah.
Or Independent Joe, if you're drinking, or Paul's still here. Nightcap. Call my nightcap for me.
Exactly. Call the nightcap.
If I have it, I'll find it. Yeah, I'm just finishing off this Calumet 16 pour. I really like it. It's
Well, I'm glad. Like I said, I haven't been able to get any. And when I did, they wanted 149, 159. And I was buying the 15 for 89.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got this.
Hard
I got
to
this
justify that almost $100 more,
right,
or $50 more, $60 more for 1 year.
Yeah, I paid $133.99 according to the price tag here, but I'm not mad at it because I hadn't bought a bottle of whiskey in like 3 months. And I was like, yes, that's one I've wanted. So I was fine with it. But it's just initial reviews on it. It's reminiscent of the 15, but it's a little softer feeling. It's really good.
That's what Joe
Enjoy
says.
it. Heaven Hill 17. I don't have that, Joe. You bougie man. I've got Heaven Hill bottled in bond. I could go grab one of those.
But
Heaven Hill bottled in bond.
He may be bougie, but I will say he has, and no pun intended, he has some average Joe picks. You know, if you ask, he'll usually pull it out.
No, Joe has the full spectrum of whiskey. He really does. He's got one of the most all-inclusive collections I've seen of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
From bottom to top, he's got them all, and it's cool. It's very fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, he pulls bottles out of everywhere. I mean, I chuckle over it, but he pulls water all over it.
I'd say of everyone I've seen, that I interact with, I think Joe has the most impressive collection of everyone because of the breadth of it, of the how broad of a collection it is. It's really impressive. He's got the top shelfers, but he's also got, if you bring up a whatever, just
Evan
regular
Williams,
old
bottled and bond. Oh yeah, got it.
Of course, Fireball. Of course, he's got Fireball.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that. I
don't even have
Fireball. But
Joe's
he will
got Fireball.
pull it out of somewhere. He will.
Joe's going to review the Heaven Hill 17. Nice. Paul's been drinking water all night. Okay, yeah.
Well, you got to stay hydrated, particularly if you're going to be on a hunt.
I'm this much into my water tonight. I'm going to finish this before I go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep your nightlight on for the bathroom.
Yeah, right. Do I have any Heaven Hill? I've got a Heaven Hill sitting here. I've got a Larceny barrel proof. I'll do that.
I haven't opened my Larceny yet.
This is a C920, so it's a couple years old now. But yeah, that's what I'll do. That's a good nightcap.
There you go. So you're going to pour the Larceny.
Mm-hmm. Inspired by Independent Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Heaven Hill side of life.
Yeah, people are wondering my camera decided to overheat. But it's all good. I'm still here.
You'll be back.
It's just little technical difficulties that we have on live streaming.
Anything can happen.
But that's unusual. I mean, that it did it now, particularly when I have air circulating in there. So it's like, I try to mitigate it. It's open all around it. It's got air circulation, but
I think you need to go into your settings, because I had to turn down my settings too.
But it's just unusual that it's really acting up now.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, I don't know, 77, 78 in the house.
Yeah, I mean it shouldn't be firing up that bad. But
you would think.
But those cameras, man, they're touchy.
They get hot. They do.
Yeah, before we got the dummy battery for our camera, when we'd be recording reviews, like we were fine at first, and then it got real hot in our old studio because the guy never turned AC on in that place, and the camera was just going down every 5 minutes, like too hot. Then we had to get the dummy battery. And since we've gotten the dummy battery and I turned up that setting in the camera, I've never had a problem with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in there and monkey with it, but it's
Check your settings.
It did it outside, which I got because I did a few things outside. This is a year ago, and so I understood that. It's 90, 95 degrees, and you're either using for video or what I'm doing right now, using it for streaming. It gets warm. So anyway, when I got the dummy battery that's supplies continuous power.
Right.
It seemed to work. But a few times just sitting on the tripod here, it did it too.
Mm-hmm.
But we had 110, 112 degree days outside, even though I'm inside. Maybe, I'm not close to the window at all or anything like that, but who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
But
just
it was so infrequent that I couldn't pinpoint anything. And then it just didn't do it forever and a day. And then all of a sudden, I did move it. I changed its location. It's in a different spot. It's happened 3 times in the last week.
Yeah,
So,
that stinks. Yeah, I'd go into your settings. I think you can turn that up, your heat warning setting. You can turn it up because it's probably at like the highest setting right now, and then you just hit it up 1 notch, and you probably are going to be good as gold if you got the dummy battery going.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna have to check that. Well, I got my nightcap poured. We'll go about another 10 minutes here, and then
I got mine here.
Shut it down so everyone can get some Z's.
Get some sleep.
Yep.
I haven't had this larceny in a bit.
I haven't opened my larceny at all.
Yeah, this is an older batch. C920. This is the only larceny barrel proof I've ever had.
The only one I bought is a B521, and it's still sitting uncracked. But they're here, the current ones. It's just that by the time I get to where they are, they're gone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
All right. That's like the A122 or the B522s for Elijah Craig. I haven't been able to score one of those. Now I have the C921, which everyone feels is the one for last year. And then I have a backup, and then somehow I got a backup for the backup. So I lost count of my backups, but that's fine. That's a good bartering tool right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've not seen a 22 batch of either Elijah Craig or larceny this year in our area. I've not seen a single one.
But you're talking maybe I don't know how many come in a case, but I'm gonna say at least a half dozen or so.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, they're boom, gone.
Yeah.
And then when I had the chance, I saw the B522. So in my head, oh no, I have B522. No, I had B521, but in my head, oh no, I don't need that one. I need the other one. So I put it back. And then when I had my moment and realized what I did, I called right back to the store because I know a guy there, and he goes, yeah, they're gone. Son of a hog. I was only out there like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Gone. Yes. But I had a moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you this is totally off topic, but did you happen to see today the label was released for the new Midwinter, the Midwinter Night Strand Encore
or something like that?
White port finished?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Was it Whiskey Santa or something I saw on his stream or his post? That's the first place I saw it.
Yeah, I follow a Instagram account called Coming Whiskey, where they just post like TTB labels from shit that's coming out, and that's interesting. And it's called the Encore. Does that mean they're done? Like, is this going to be the end of them, or?
I don't know. I didn't think of it that way until you just said it. Well, that's what it means.
You would think like that, like this is the end. I don't know. Maybe they're just, maybe it's just another release and they're going to keep going. But It'd be weird of them to stop that.
I
That's
I
like
actually put last year's down. I had it in my hand. It's about January or February, and I was in the right place at the right time. And I said, "How did you get this now?" He said, "I don't know. It just showed up, and we put it on the shelf. We only have about a dozen bottles, but they wanted like $100 for the bottle."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "It's good, but in my opinion, it's not $100 good."
Sure.
And so I walked around with it in my hand for about a half hour while I looked at other things.
Yeah.
So I put a couple other things in my basket, and I said, "It's still not $100 good to me."
Right.
And I put it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I found last year's batch just on total happenstance, kind of like just being in a store. The funny thing is I went into the store. I was just in a different town, and I went in to see if they had Evan Williams eggnog, because that's when Mike Stahl was chugging that on Livewire
Yes,
every week. So I'm like, I'm gonna go see if they got that, and they had it. And then I was just walking through, and they have their like little case in the back with their, allocated or more expensive stuff, and free midwinters in there. I was like, well, wasn't planning on it, but I'm gonna take it. So I grabbed it, and I'm not the hugest midwinter fan, but it was just the happenstance of it, of just, I'm not even looking for this, and here it is. Like, sure, I'll take your I'll take your $90 bottle and your $15 eggnog.
Yeah.
I'll hit both sides of your spectrum here.
You always hear both sides of that spectrum. Oh, it's magnificent. It's the best thing they've ever done. This, act whatever, scene 9, 42.
Yeah.
Got it. But you get to a point on every bottle that you have a price and you go,
yep.
I was mad when it was 90. I was mad when it was like 85. And now they want 100. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, that's where I sit on Booker's now. And
I was just going to say, Booker's.
And
I always go to that. I go, they're really pricing themselves out.
They are
the market anymore.
Because their own stuff is killing it with those Knob Creek picks. That's the problem.
Well, yeah. There's some really good stuff out there
like,
for $30, $40 less.
Right.
Yeah.
Old Forester's doing the same thing. Statesman, it's a fine bottle. It's a fine bottle. It costs as much as 1910. 1910 crushes this bottle. Their own stuff is killing this bottle. If this bottle was $40 or $35, people would be like, this is great. A nice little easy drinker, $95 or 95 proof, $35, $40. Be fine. But their own stuff in that same price range kills it. It just kills it. It's so much better. And that's why Statesman gets a bum rap. Like, I don't think it's bad whiskey, but it's not worth the money they're charging when it's $5 less than 1920 and about the same price as 1910. Like, I'm taking either of those every time over Statesman.
Yes. No, I agree with you 100% on that. A lot of these whiskeys, I think they're good, but they're getting to the point to where they're pricing themselves out. I'm not going to chase it. I still turned a Blanton's down at below $70 out here, and that's a really good price when it's about $150 or more a bottle.
Right.
But I don't need it. So for that, let's just say $70. Hell, I could buy something better than Blanton's. But I'm not saying I never won't take them up on the offer next time I'm there. If they offer me one for 65 or whatever. But no, right now I don't have the need for it. I'm not trying to collect the horses or anything like that.
Right.
And I'm just not interested in it. And particularly at over $100 for the bottle.
I'd never.
Exactly.
I'd never, if it's in the 60s, sure. But also, like, if it's in the 60s and I've already got one on my shelf, like I do right now, unopened in a box, I'm not going to buy one if I've already got one, because I'm going to leave it for the next guy who's going to be excited when they come in and see it, because I've already got it, and I don't even really like it that much. But I feel like Blanton's is one of those bottles, like, you just have to have one in the collection because it just is what it is, and
it's Blanton's. Yes,
it is.
Well,
It's like one of those things, It's
I have the old Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, I do too.
I just picked it up at a decent price, not the over inflated price.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid over MSRP
Me too.
for being out here, but nowhere near what they're going for, other places.
Yeah, I got mine in a raffle, like I won it in a raffle. I was like fourth name picked, so all the BTAC was gone, and that was because they had a William LaRue Weller, a George T. Stagg, and the Van Winkle 12-year Lot B. Those all went before me, so Old Rip 10 was the next one. I paid $90 for it, and I'm like, it's over MSRP, but it ain't nowhere near what
Oh,
you're hitting on secondary, and it's good.
No, in secondary, you're talking $600-800 or more a bottle, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And when I bought that bottle, I won a chance to buy it. In other words, as you lined up at the store, they had 60 or 70 allocated bottles or more. And they gave you a ticket, and you didn't have to buy anything. You just had to be there.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of my stores locally does that.
And then they put all those in there, and there was a couple of hundred names in there. And it just so happened that the first one they pulled out, the very first ticket, was me. So I had first pick out of every bottle there.
Awesome.
First pick. And I picked up the 15-year Pappy, and I picked up that. But prior to me getting there, I just said, I just want to win the 10-year. If I can just do that, I'm good. Never not knowing or thinking nothing would ever happen. I'm standing there in line, and they call the number, and the guy in front of me looked at me, hit me in the shoulder. He said, "Damn it, it's you." And I said, "How do you know that?" Because he says, "I'm 164, and they called 165.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at my ticket, and I went, holy crap. It wasn't the number, but I'm just saying, because he was the one before me.
Yeah, you're in order.
They called me. I walked in there, and I know the guy at the door, and he goes, "It's you?" I go, "What can I say?" And yeah, Richie, you might not have heard, my camera overheated. I was talking earlier how I was having some technical difficulties. Long and short of it is it was just being obstinate and persnippety. And I caught the tail end of it when it was flashing. And Dan has the same camera, so he knew what that was when it happened. So it went out. It's back on now. As a matter of fact, it's just coming back up. So here it comes. There we go. It's getting there. Give it a second. It's thinking.
Yeah, it's gotta reboot itself.
It's exactly.
Had a little bit of heat stroke.
Well, it did. Yep. It had a little heat stroke, and there I go. So anyhow, as I'm finishing up my burning char, everyone finishing up their last pour, I'm going to go ahead and call it here and let everyone go for the night and say cheers to everybody. Thank you. Thank you to Livewire Whiskey for letting me host this little after party. It was nice. Next weekend, it's possible that I'm going to do the same thing again. It's just going to depend on the family and if they make it in and what's going on. But if not, I will see everybody next Sunday at my normal time. And until then, everybody, cheers. Appreciate it. Hold on. We somebody just popped in there. We're gonna let him on there.
Well, I'm gonna cheers with you guys real quick.
Oh yeah,
no
the
problem.
final cheers.
Take your time.
I
when they see independent
I gotta
Joe
prime
here-
it up anyways for my video that I'm about to do, my
Oh, yeah.
review. So might as well prime it with a like product.
You
of it.
certainly did have that. I thought you were just busting his chops for a second there, but
No, I was
no.
gonna do a review. I was gonna do a review tonight, but I was watching your stream, so and
Okay.
and now I'm gonna drink this one with you guys. Is that what's in your glass?
I have a burning chair in my glass.
Okay.
I did a larceny barrel proof. That was the
Oh.
Heaven Hill I just had next to me. So
Nice.
right on.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers,
But
everybody
again,
out there.
I just want to say thank you to everybody out there. Thanks again. Look forward to seeing you next week, and we shall see you then. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers all.